Happy Sunday morning, Creek Nation. It's Coach Abell here with your video announcements. Wanted to get this thing to you as early as I could on Sunday, with things being a lot different this week due to COVID-19. So let's kind of dive right in, okay? First and foremost, some post-game thoughts. First game, definitely trying to get those first game jitters out of the way. It was a weird environment. I think our kids felt that it was odd not having their friends there, not having the band there. That was just kind of a weird thing. But I think after that first quarter, as things got rolling, we kind of got into it a little bit and set our feet. Lots of new guys out there, lots of young players out there, and it showed. That's the best part about coaching is that we get to see what our product is at the beginning of the season, and then look at it comparatively at the end of the season and see what kind of job we did as coaches and how well we improve. Because at the end of the year, at the end of the day, it's not about how you start; it's how you finish. And yeah, we want to win every game that we play in, but ballot is really a tune-up game for the games that count. The games that count are the district games and then the playoff games after that. Okay, so obviously some things that need to be worked on, some things to look at and improve. But at the end of the day, that's what coaching is all about, and that's what playing is about. Is always trying to make yourself a better player and a better person, and a better teammate, and a better athlete on a daily basis. Let's talk about the positive. Positives, we did a great job. I mean, flat out, from administration to players to coaches to you guys as parents, we did a great job with the COVID-19 regulations. There were zero incidences. You guys understood what was going on. You made the necessary sacrifices. You guys were okay being uncomfortable, right? In order to allow your sons to play football. We wore masks. We followed the protocol. Everything was beautiful, and for that I appreciate that. And it's going to have to be that way going forward, because if I've said it once, I've said it 15 times. Fern Creek is not going to be the reason why football is not being played. Okay, and there are people trying to cancel the season all the time. We don't want to give them that ammunition. Okay, so I do appreciate that, and I'm very much proud of the way that we handle ourselves in that regard. The not so good, and I rarely ever say this kind of stuff, but I have to say it this year because of COVID. Lots of negativity in the stands at times, and I'm aware of what was going on in game. Okay, I was there, I was watching, um, but it doesn't really help us out much. Okay, and I think the thing that upsets me the most is let me be the bad guy. Okay, I'm the head coach. I'm the guy that has his name next to it. So if someone's going to yell at someone else's kid, it's going to be Coach Abel. If someone needs to be yelled at because of performance, it's going to be Coach Abel. Okay, it's not my assistant coaches, and it sure as hell isn't the other kids. Okay, having parents yell at other people's kids drives me crazy. Okay, and I think as a parent, I think you guys would all appreciate that. It's different if you're yelling some things of encouragement, but the foul mouth, the foul languages, the very negative things that are being said about kids is very upsetting. And the only reason I know about this, I'll be honest with you, I don't hear much of it in game. I'm in game. I'm focused on what's going on. But when you go back and you watch the YouTube channel, and we've broadcast now, and we had 770 people watch YouTube. And when you go back and watch and you hear it's pretty upsetting. It's a bad look for us. It's a bad look for you guys. I think it embarrasses your kids to a degree if they know that that's coming up, from mom or dad up in the stands. So let's just try to correct that if we could. All right, let's just try to have some positive energy up in the stands and be nothing but encouraging, because let's make the main thing the main thing. And we're lucky enough that we get a season this year, and I think we should treat it as such. It doesn't mean that our standards for performance are any worse or better. This means that we need to understand that this could very well be taken from us at any moment. Um, if you're one of the positive people, and there were plenty of you guys, I appreciate you guys, and I'm going to challenge you guys to drown out the negative. Whenever you hear the negative stuff, I want you to go back and be positive, because that's the only way that you can beat out cancer is to quarantine it and attack it. Okay, and let's face it, the people that are probably negative are likely not watching this video mentioned in the first place. So if I'm speaking to you and you're a positive person, continue to be that way. We need all the support we can get, and we appreciate you guys. Okay. All right, let's dive into this week. Froshmore game on Monday. I'll talk more about that in a second. We do have varsity practice for everybody else. That's from 6 to 8. Tuesday and Wednesday are relatively the same as they've been. expanding practice a little bit just to make sure that we're following protocol, just to make sure we get everything in that we need to get in and we do it safely and do it the way we're supposed to do. So we're going to say 8-10, which sounds silly, but that extra 10 minutes is a big help. Biggest change is Thursday. Thursday is now the date of the Eastern game. I'll tell you more about that in a minute. What you need to know as of right now is that the game against Eastern is not on Friday. It is now on Thursday at 7 o'clock at Eastern High School. Okay. Since we are playing on Thursday, we are going to practice on Friday from 6 to 7:30. Really nothing changes. It's a Monday through Friday schedule anyway, but you flop Thursday and Friday. Okay. And I'll tell you more about that here in a second. Okay. All right. Froshmore versus Easton. Kickoff is at 6:30. It is at home against. It is at Fern Creek. We're asking the players to be there by 5:20, at the latest 5:30. That way we can go through protocol. We can get their uniforms distributed. We can give them their snack. We can do all those things and still have time to get ready for the game. Tickets are sold on GoFan. That link will be included in the team's message, so be sure to click on that. We are still asking that tickets are limited to family members only. But there is no capacity limitation because rarely ever will we meet capacity limitations for a Froshmore game. Okay. Because of that, there are no vouchers. Instead, there's a COVID screening form, which will essentially replace the voucher. This is only for Froshmore games. The varsity games will have a different look, and that look could change up week to week until we can kind of figure this out and make it work for ourselves. But this voucher is a Google form. It'll be sent to you guys. It'll be sent to the players' email addresses. It'll be sent to their huddles. It'll be sent to you guys through the Teams app. You need to have this filled out prior to coming to the game tomorrow. Okay. Varsity. Because of COVID-19, there's a shortage of referees. Referees are typically older gentlemen. Some of them are not in the greatest of health, but that's why they do this, is they can stay involved in the game. It keeps them active. It keeps them in shape. But some have opted out of officiating this season, and for good reason. So with that being said, just to make sure that we have officials for our game, we've been asked by the athletic administration of JCPS to be flexible in scheduling games. And so Eastern opted to choose Thursday for this week's kickoff. It very well could happen to us where we're either playing on a Thursday or a Saturday. But again, it's one of those necessary sacrifices that have to be made in the times of COVID. So Thursday at 7 o'clock at Eastern is the kickoff. Here's where the change is going to come. This is not going to make you guys so happy, but again, COVID, right? Eastern is only giving us a handful of tickets. It's going to be about 140 tickets that we're going to be given. Okay, if you do the math, that's 2 per kid with a handful left over. So here's how we're going to do it. It's not going to be sold online. They've given me the tickets. They've said, take your $10 cash and bring us back the money that you sell. So Tuesday after practice, we will sell tickets. Okay. We prefer that you give the money to your kids, because I really can't have you guys coming up into the facility. You give the $20, the $10, whatever it is, to your sons. They come and buy a ticket from me. I give them their ticket. They take it to you. That's going to be on Tuesday. On Wednesday, if there are any tickets remaining, so let's say Johnny doesn't have anybody coming to the Eastern game this week, that's 2 extra tickets that can go someplace else. At that point, I'll start selling tickets based on seniority. It'll be seniors first, followed by juniors, then sophomores. So unfortunately, that limits you guys to 2 people. Now, I do believe that the 10 and under are still free. That's a JCPS policy. So if you've got young siblings, they're still going to be free. But anyone else, it's going to cost an extra ticket, and there's going to have to be some major swindling done there. Okay. With that said, be patient with it. Don't freak out. You might have all 6 of your people there if you wanted 6 people there. It just depends on which kids buy tickets and which kids don't. And typically, we don't. A lot of our parents love coming to see our home games. Some of them struggle, especially if we're talking about getting out to the East End. So who knows? It might be okay. Protocols are still the same. You got to wear a mask. You got to sit in pods. Okay, but for all the other stuff, just pay attention to the Teams app, and your sons need to pay attention to Huddle. And I think we'll be able to figure the situation out. Okay. All right. Big announcement here. I've talked about this for the past couple weeks. The practice time change will start not next week, but the week after, the week of October 5th. We will start practice from 5:30 to 7:30 due to losing daylight. Okay, due to the sun setting a little bit earlier. I don't see us needing to move this again until we get closer to playoff time, and even then, I need to kind of figure some situations out. Okay. So 5:30 to 7:30 right now allows you guys to get off work, bring your kids. If not, they need to be working on their transportation situation. Okay, which I did forget to mention this too. The Thursday kickoff at Eastern is at 7 o'clock. We're going to ask players to arrive no later than 5 on Thursday. Okay, so beware, guys. Need to talk about how to get transportation to and from, so forth and so on. And as always, just communicate with me, and we can try to work something out. Okay. All right, lastly, reminders and updates, NTI 2.0. Just make sure you're staying on top of your kids with this stuff. We did a great check on Friday. We'll be having individual conversations with those guys that are kind of spiking a little bit this week. They have until this upcoming Friday to change before we've got to start talking about suspensions and not pressing and things of that sort. Okay, so just stay on top of your guys. Make sure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. Spirit wear masks, shirts, and masks. All that stuff should be delivered to you. It was shipped last week, so I would anticipate that you guys will get it sometime this week. Those masks that you guys saw the players wearing, I think there are extra ones available. I just have to get with Mr. Scott Tabor to see how he wants to go about doing it. He might end up having a booth set up somewhere, or he might give me some and say, hey, just sell these to whomever. But again, as always, pay attention to the team cap, and we'll kind of go from there. Lastly, I included down here at the bottom the Amazon Smile. As you guys as we're approaching Christmas time, crazy to think that we're approaching Christmas. But as the holidays start approaching us, I ask that you guys get on your Amazon accounts and make sure that you choose Fern Creek Football as your charity for Amazon Smile. We get a percentage of sales after every transaction. Okay, guys, that's all I got for you. I appreciate the patience. Hope is greater than fear. Let's hope for a great week, and let's hope for a great outcome on Friday. And I hope to see you guys there. Coach Abell out.